questions about the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Finance report.
Finance report's in your packet. The expenditure is actually printed in front of the revenues this time. This is, something that Skyward, did, which we've asked them to flip it back like it was. Apparently, they ran into some kind of compatibility issue with an update of Windows 10. And with whatever they were correcting, this happened. So we've asked them to flip it back where it shows the revenues first and then the expenditures. We've collected almost 64% of property tax, 63.53%, which is right at or above where we were this time last year. Expenditures are in line, so I really don't have anything special to point out. Obviously, we'll get a big, February is a big property tax month, will be in the deadline before people have to pay late charges, so not much to say there. And the other thing I'll say is if anybody has any questions about the emails that were exchanged on the trustee's office and the sports authority, if anybody has any questions about that, I'll be more than happy to answer those as well.
I'd like to thank you very much for answering it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion to approve the finance report.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Unanimous there. Mr. Bain.
Good evening. Since we purchased the Mount Juliet Green Hills Women's Club building, I've got some numbers here to do some renovations to that building for the Mount Juliet clerk's office. Pass those up. There's some work to be done to get that building ready for the clerk's office. There's several things you can see there on the list. We're looking at a grand total of $180,000 to do the renovation to that building. Anybody have any questions or anything about anything?
So you're doing the majority of the work yourself, or?
We're contractors. We'll bid what we can out, we'll get the estimates on what we're gonna get the estimates on. We'll be handling that through our office.
Are these estimates that you came up with?
We've actually gone out and numerous times and visited with contractors on site and got dollar amounts from them. So we're pretty sure, we're pretty accurate down to the dollar on this.
What does the exterior work include?
That's gonna include a new handicap ramp that we gotta have. The one there is out of code. Once we do that, we'll probably put in new steps, new sidewalk. It's gonna include also our windows and new storefront door for all that.
You gonna get windows and all that for $3,900?
$32,000.
Oh, okay. I thought, what in the world? I was looking at the paint, interior, exterior, I'm sorry.
The interior is gonna consist of a new counter system, wet on customers, carpet, flooring. We're gonna build an office in there for the supervisor for her to stay in and close off for counting money and things like that in there for that purpose.
If you feel you can come in under 180, no problem.
Yes, sir, we got a little extra in there just in case you need it, but I don't tend to use that.
Got unexpected.
Right, unexpected, I don't tend to use that.
17,000.
I assume we need to
Well, I
approve this.
was fixed to ask, did we not in essence approve this last month?
That's what I
Did
was
we
wondering.
approve the purchase of the Mount Juliet building, including the renovation?
No, it did not.
Didn't? Okay, my mistake.
So you're gonna do the budget, no problem.
Yeah, we were gonna do it through capital projects, yes, so, yeah.
And so we gave how much for the building?
150 down, 90 for 3 years.
Will we approve 180, or will we approve up to 180? In other words, just what we need. If he comes in 5 under or
Yes.
whatever.
What our thoughts on both of these were, both contracts now are back at, to be, the contract for the Goodall building, is signed on both parties. And now we're looking at closing, February 24th if possible. Aaron and Mike will work on that one. And so we thought, okay, we'll go ahead and bring to you, this work that needs to be done. You approve the purchase of the building. And if you approve this up to 180,000, he'll have that and be ready to go to work if the thing closes, if it closes. And then we also thought, the second thing he's gonna present to you is the Fred's renovation. Both, we've got the PSAs, Mike has looked at those, we've sent those back. We have no guarantee they will, approve or not, we don't know, we're just out there. We put a bid out there to them, and they've been talking favorably, but I have no guarantee. But we knew that if that comes back within the month and they close on it, that's a 6-year capital outlay note. So we would need you to approve the renovation for that, so when Aaron did that, he would do it all at one time. Right now, all you approve is the building cost. So that's why I said, Robert, won't you come and present both of these? We'll do it as cheap as we can, and so yes, up to 180 on this one, and up to 454 on the other one, is what that would be. So that's why we're
I
doing this
just
today.
want to make sure I understood.
Yes, sir. That's good. Give me a chance to say that.
I'll make a motion to approve the 180 for the Goodall building.
Okay, you have a motion, is there a second? Second. Okay, any further discussion or questions or concerns? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? No noes, I assume it's unanimous.
I will say this, on we have met down there probably 3 times so far with the owner, to talk about what the relationship would be like with the people beside us. And then we also are meeting with the people that own the ballparks to see what our relationship there. We think with them using our parking lot, that they will take care of our mowing. So that'll be one thing that we don't have to do. And then also that drive beside it, we're gonna ask for hopefully some maintenance on it, because 90% of the drive work will be with the people that are in the ball fields, and they may or may not do that, but we'll take care of our parking lot. We've also met, Robert has met with the people about putting the parking, 6 spots in behind that. So he's met with Mount Jude Stormwater. We'll go back to Mount Jude as well and see if they'll do like we do with Lebanon, and that is, we'll still do like every other citizen and go through the proper procedures and process planning, whatever we have to there, but they would waive the fees. That would save us some money too. So we have been working at that, along throughout this last 2 weeks.
Wasn't the seller wanting to utilize the drive on the left side of the property?
What he really wanted, that's why we met with him, what he really wanted was, he rents out or owns the Enterprise building beside it, so that if he wanted to have a cut into that drive, just an access, there is one there already. We asked him where the other one would be, and I think if it's gonna be there, it's probably gonna be on back, not on our property after we looked at it with him. So we're good with that. Majority of the traffic will be through the ball fields on that drive, which the easement for that was, ahead of time. I mean, what had been done back with the property, so it went with the property when we got it. You got to understand that. I don't really understand that, but it went with it. So their easement out of there is there, which is not a big deal. We have no need to close it off. There is a gate there. Robert's gonna ask them to move that back on their property and not on our property. So if they close the park off, they'll be closing the park off, not us.
Okay, is there a part 2 to this?
You know, the Fred's, estimates for the Fred's renovation, for the election and storage, we looked at that, also, and coming together with some numbers. We do have an architect fee in there for some design work. It's a little bit more detailed, for that layout. So I've talked with an architect and he's given me some numbers. Yeah, we feel pretty good. The one thing I will say is, you know, the HVAC units that are on that building, they are about going on now 17 years old. And they have been sitting there. probably not being in use, cause when I went into the building the last time, it was very cold that day. So I do question those, if we need to go ahead and just grab those and replace them and go for the 454 to get those units also taken out, new units.
I don't think we need to replace them unless they need to be replaced. Guess we could do the money, but I prefer not to replace anything unless it needs to be replaced.
So in other words, you said take out the 15,000?
No, the 90,000 at the bottom.
Oh, replace, what is this up here to
We-
modify?
That's to
and
modify
add?
the ducting, the ducts right there, because it's just a down system, it's just got vents, it just disperses out, we're gonna break it up into offices and, training room and, storage space.
So
we'll
they
need
can
to re-
control each individual control, gotcha.
When do we know if we're gonna take control of the building?
Right now, we just put an offer in on it, we could not even hit the building. So these things tonight, if something were to fall through with the Goodall building, anything that you approve tonight, if we don't get the buildings, then this just goes away.
Just goes
We
away.
don't have a need for it. And the same thing with the cost, it's like the HVAC, if you wanna approve up to 454, and then instruct him, hey, don't replace any unless they go out, that's what he'll do. No problem with that.
We can look at them and evaluate them in more detail once we get the building.
I'd love to see this put off until we get an answer back on the contract, man.
No, we too.
And the only difference is this, is that the contract comes back and it's good before we meet again, and he has to go start doing the capital outlay note for the 6 years. This needed to be in that, and we couldn't put it in that without your approval. So, because it don't, because whenever they come back and say, okay, we're ready to close, if it happens before we meet again, then, then we say, oh, well, we gotta wait 30 more days, that, that you could lose the building for sure with that.
Well,
You
can we
could-
recess until,
Well, you can put it, you can approve it with an extended, with,
extend the contract?
no.
I don't know that we don't, there's been he said he had another contact, again, I'm not sure how that works or not, but maybe a blood, bank group that is looking at it as well. So he made me aware of that, and I said, well, if you get a better offer, I got it, but right now, I'm limited to what I've got and what I can get approved in my group, I'm not by myself, so that was my fear, was, okay, he comes back and said, we're ready to go 875, and you guys say, okay, we gotta get the money going, we gotta get any money, we gotta get the money, I gotta get a 6-year capital outlay note, and I don't need to get it and not have this in it, because the cost of issuance, I'm assuming would be a part of that, would cost me, can I get it and then worry about this later on?
Well, Mayor, we've still got to carry a resolution, we've got to carry a resolution for the debt issuance period if you're gonna have to move right away, because the county commission has to approve any debt issuance.
Right.
So that was
So
kind
the
of
first
slows this down.
The first thing that has to happen, right, last month, the county commission voted to approve the building, but we didn't have all the resolution in there from Stevens, that I would think.
You don't have a capital outlay, no.
And have the capital outlay. So, and again, we won't, do the capital outlay note. I wouldn't want to do the capital outlay note. Whatever you instruct us to do, we'll do. I wouldn't want us to approve a capital outlay note for $875,000 unless that's what you instruct. And then do a separate capital outlay note for improvements. But if that's what you guys instruct, then that's what we'll do. As far as the time frame goes, again, most of the time, I wouldn't think they would be looking to, see, we're gonna catch 22 either way, because even if they come back tomorrow and say, we accept your offer, after we have this meeting tonight, we still, I guess, have the whole issue of a capital outlay note resolution that has to be approved.
So this could go right along with it at that time, as far as approval.
Yes, it can do that, or, we can prepare, the second side of that is you can prepare a resolution for the combined cost of buying the building and doing the renovations. You could approve the capital outlay note resolution, again, which would also be meaningless if for any reason it fell through. But, and that's normally, in most cases, when we've done a construction project, obviously, we've approved the funding mechanism, which is a bond, a note, or whatever, you know, oftentimes even, it more or less coincides with the, decision of the county commission to go ahead with the project. That's the way it usually is.
So in other words, we're gonna have like $1.2 million invested in this if we subtract out the $90,000 that Commissioner Glover recommended. So $364,000 for renovation and $875 for the building, which is $1.2 million, so to speak.
Yes, ma'am, I believe that's correct.
How much is the capital fund?
We talked about that a little bit last month, but,
I just hate to put in an extra 25% of the cost for something that we don't even know we need to sit there and pay for.
yeah, we were writing out our second check this month. It's actually due March 1st, but we were writing out our second check to, Highland Heights, for $1 million. And then, of course, we'll transfer $1 million out of capital projects over to debt service, so, you know, you're looking at somewhere between $1.5 million and $1.8 million, maybe, when all that's said and done, would be sort of what my comfort level is to say is unobligated.
So what we could possibly do is approve, or this is either, we don't even know if we got the building, but do the 364. And then if for some reason that we need to replace those, that we can pull the money out of capital funds to sit there and pay for the central unit.
That's definitely an option, sir.
You can do that. And I'll just go back. He's charged with getting that building right. Okay. And, so as soon as you put somebody in there and you know, okay, we got to stop, we got to change all that, I mean, that's where he's coming from. And on this, Tommy, I go back to what you're saying, I mean, we could say, you know, my goal is to make sure that we're ready to roll when those people say, hey, we're ready to fly. But if what you're telling me is, and I guess that's why you don't have a capital outlay note here tonight, because you're thinking, well, it's not a done deal yet. So no sense in getting capital, so we'll wait till next month and do both of them next month. You know, and then when they call and say, hey, we're ready to go, I say, that's fine, it's gonna be 30 more days. And if you're in, you know, that's good, if it's not
We can do
good.
it.
But that's
We can
really
do it
kind
next
of what I
month.
love against, yes, sir. So if we lose it, I mean, if they don't hang with me, then that's my only options, and I'm good with that.
So maybe we'll bring it back next month then.
Robert, did you look at the roof on this building?
Just, I haven't been on it, and looked at it from that standpoint, but I do know it's a new product on there. It was put on probably before I've been here, so it's at least 10, 11 years old at least.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Question. Now, if they come back and say they'll sell it to us for a price, and we don't have the capital outlay, can we give them out of the general fund, say $100,000 earnest money to hold the building for us? Is that doable?
When they come back and say, hey, we're good to go, they're gonna ask for 25,000 earnest money up front.
Right, that's what I mean.
And then they're gonna give me so many days to close, 30 or 45, I think. And so that's when I'll have to say, okay, I can do it for my budget meeting is, or for my county
Right.
commission meeting is, and we'll holler at Aaron and Mike, and they'll get the paperwork together. Yeah, my only goal tonight is that when he was ready to go to the capital outlay note, he could do it all at one
All
time,
together.
because we didn't wanna take it out of capital projects. And I understand we got some money in there, but we have to be, we have to be secure with what we got there too. And so 6 years on this, Aaron said was easy to go with.
Right.
So that's what we'll do. You know, as soon as he comes back and says we're ready to roll, hopefully I get 45 days and it's not an issue.
We can
at all.
negotiate the days, though, correct, based on our need? And
If they got another buyer, I would say, in that case, if they got another buyer and they're ready to go, they'll may negotiate the days, not us. I mean, if they got somebody and they're ready to go, they want their money. They bought, what is it, 22 or 50, they bought 56 spreads for 22 million is what they did. They bought 56 spreads for 22 million, and their job is to sell those 22 and bring back in more money than 56 million. That's what he told me. So they just
Well, I
they're trying to roll them,
understand.
yeah.
I
So
think
I'm
we should
hoping-
have some clout as well, since we want to go.
They're gonna get the highest and
I
best,
hope
though.
so.
they're gonna get the highest and best, so.
Yeah.
Just because we offered this, somebody, well, as you know, that somebody offered somebody more, you gonna
Right,
go highest and
they're
best.
gonna get it.
But I'm hoping
Let me
that-
say this to you, I've seen the contracts, their guys signed our contract,
Oh,
he signed it,
Oh.
we signed it,
we're
we
good.
have a deal,
Got a deal.
so.
It's left up to us
He's
now to
gonna,
go
he's gonna have to
forward.
explain why he signed the
Yeah.
contract, now he's got a better deal.
He can't do
So you feel
that.
good about that deal?
I feel like we got a deal.
How long is that contract for?
Well, the contract, I mean, once we signed it, we all voted to approve it at the last county commission. So you got a deal, I don't remember exactly what the
How long we
closing
got to
date
close
was,
on
but
it?
there's some due diligence periods in there, and that's probably a good time to check out your.
Cause he's bad to sign two contracts at one time, really legally. I mean, I'm not a
No,
lawyer,
he
but
shouldn't, he
can't
shouldn't
do that, you know.
Well, it's
That's
not
breach
good,
of
not good
contract,
business.
not good business at all.
Somebody's gonna sue you.
That's right.
Is there any action that we need to take tonight concerning this?
I would say that, I guess I have a question. Do you want to do, does this body want to do a capital outlay note for the purchase price of the building and a separate capital outlay note? Because if we have a contract for the purchase of the building, and the county commission has voted to do that, do we want to do a capital outlay note for the purchase price and then potentially a second one for the renovations, or do you wanna do them all
If
at
you do
one time?
separate though, we're gonna be paying additional costs and
Fees, you'll be
fees.
paying fees twice, which was the idea of putting it all together.
Let me throw this out there for you. We've got a very quick turnaround time between now and the March meeting. Budget will actually be back on March fifth. So 3 weeks from tonight, y'all will be back here.
All right.
Yeah.
And the county commission will meet in
What you found today?
32 days.
Should have
It's
an
down
end date
toward the
in there
bottom of my
somewhere.
map, toward the last page.
One question,
Hang on, Mark.
this 90,000 for the units, I mean, you recommend replacing them now, is that your recommendation?
You know, they've been sitting dormant for the whole time that they've been
My
vacant.
opinion would be go ahead and replace them right now while they're in it, but then that's what I'm asking you.
But, yeah, that's what I feel like, but they're 17 years old and there just used to be more problems than we realize once we get in
That'd be
there.
a huge savings in the way the new ones will run compared to those ones.
Yes, sir, it would.
I know it's $90,000.
And if you wanna do that piece out of capital projects and not as part of the capital outlay note, I think that's probably okay. That's not gonna, significantly hamper the capital projects.
We've got a 15-day due diligence period in here. There's some time built in for the title insurance, and then the closing is to occur not later than 10 days following the due diligence period. Or earlier if we designate it, so.
The wording kinda hung it until we decide what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and really the period doesn't start to run until we sign it next time. Yeah.
Cool. And we okay?
You okay do it now, or you okay do it next time?
Okay.
We'll do it.
So he's gotta hold out until we decide, cause he can't just let that other contract come into play.
He's off, he made his offer and signed it, so.
That deal then, if he signs
So
it.
if I understand it right, Mike, when we sent those back to them yesterday, my 15 days starts right then. And then I got 10 days after that to close.
That's right.
So we got 25 days, basically.
I got
We got
25
one more time
days.
for the next meeting.
25 days, or I lose my earnest money.
Good.
Yeah. So.
Is that in the
it's
contract
just-
like that? If we
Yeah.
forfeit our earnest money?
Well, I mean, yes, but then think about this now. If you got a buyer on the hook that's gonna pay $875,000, do you really wanna give it up just to get your earnest money?
Of course not. But then I'm saying, I mean, so in other words, from the time he signed, we got 25 days to close.
Yeah, I think I know where he's headed with this. We won't meet again. We won't meet within that.
32 days.
Yeah.
And so I'm with you on that, you got a buyer, but if I make 25,000 and still resell it, it's a pretty good deal too.
Yeah,
You do have
that's the way it
to,
go.
you do have to allow a little bit of time if this factors in at all. You have to, because when we do a capital outlay note, we go out for bid. So we will send stuff out to the banks on the project for them to submit back by a certain date, what the best interest rate that they'll give us on the money that we're asking for. So there'll be a bid opening, that's kind of the way we do the capital outlay notes. so you will have to allow some time for that as well.
Is there any additional action that needs to be taken concerning the purchase of the building, other than what we've already done?
Yes, you still need to, approve a resolution for the actual capital outlay note itself. And then we'll need to either, again, if that's for $875,000, then we need to get that resolution prepared and in front of the county commission to vote on. And if, on the other hand, if you choose to do the building and the renovations together, then that's what the capital outlay note resolution would say. And then from the time that you guys pass the resolution is when we would put the capital outlay note out for bid. Provide a period of time before the bids would be open, so the banks would have time to respond, and then award the capital outlay note to the low bid.
Bobby, do you have a question?
It seems like the only way we can lose on this is if we don't move forward. Seems like if we move forward now, I don't see how we can lose, because if it doesn't materialize, there's not gonna be an outlay note, there's not gonna be anything. But if we don't move forward, we could lose the deal, possibly. I mean, maybe it's not likely, but it is. I can say this, if you're in the private sector and you're selling to the public or the private, you prefer to sell the private because it's quicker and there's less uncertainties. And so, to me, if the board is serious about getting this, you might wanna limit the chances of it falling through. And I don't know any other way to make that zero without moving forward.
Someone signed this contract. We gotta do
But also the days are less than what we thought a few minutes ago too, though.
it. And you may wanna go ahead and.
I make the motion to go and approve that plus the 364, and then if we end up needing that HVAC, you take it out of capital.
Yes, sir.
So we'll approve that tonight if you do, okay?
Resolution.
Then Mike, he's gotta bring that capital outlay note. Is that something that's gonna come in front of the county commission Monday night?
It will.
Yeah, I need it for the drawing package. Yeah, if you get it passed. Are you gonna add this 180 in there as well?
364.
Yeah, but you just approved 180 worth of renovation to Green
Yeah.
Hills property.
Well,
Is it all going
that's
together?
not going in the
No,
capital outlay.
that's just gonna come out, that's gonna come out of capital project, so it's
Two
clear.
separate.
Never mind.
Okay. So that would make us right. And I'll get as many days as I can get from him. If he's ready to sell, then he'll work with us. I'll say, hey, here's what I need, because you're gonna need some time to get the capital outlay thing to work. If you can give me a timeline tomorrow, I'll call him first thing in the morning and say, hey, is this gonna be okay? Then you talk to him too, so.
Yeah, if this passes, I assume y'all want to withdraw your motion in the first.
Never was a second.
Yeah, I'm the second. You need that capital outlay note
I'll
for us to vote on the 24th.
I'll get, Ashley on it in the morning.
Yeah,
He'll be the
please.
one to draw it.
So what's the total?
875 and 364,
1.239000,
what she said.
$1,239,000.
Robert, I got one more question for you. I'm like the mayor, I'm cheap. Tell me what we're getting for this 25,000 from architecture.
We're gonna get a drawing that we kind of hand done ourselves, to get a layout for all of our electrical, some of our HVAC,
You're
plumbing.
getting some engineering.
We'll get some engineering work done with it.
I think I'm done.
Okay, you made the motion, who seconded it?
Somebody second it?
No, I will.
Okay, Tommy has seconded the motion, we have a motion and a second. All right, any further discussion or questions?
Okay, one more question. If we're gonna say 1.239, why don't we just go ahead and round, if they decide, let's go ahead and round it off to 1.3? Just because, well, never mind. Let it go, forget it. I mean, I don't even know. Take it back.
Thank you. Anything else?
Too complicated, forget it.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. It's unanimous.
The limit I stand down has to go down to And this amendment primarily is money to hire the principal and assistant principals for Greenville High School. We are moving some money for our teachers that move around within the district, go between their schools, itinerant staff for travel. And then the last two line items are moving money for, in the CTE area for computers for a visual arts class. Which money is within our budget, we're not asking for any more money, it's within our budget.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. Any questions or concerns? All in favor, say aye. Unanimous. Mickey, is there anything else you want to share?
No, I think it's an education, it's all good.
Okay. Okay, have, surplus items? Who's got that?
I was not doing this surplus.
I said it's Victoria.
Oh, the Crown Vic?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, yeah, that's the car that I was driving, yes.
The Maynard Mobile.
The Maynard Mobile, yes.
Motion to approve. Have a motion and a second to declare 1997 Crown Victoria surplus. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. And I think there's a resolution in the packet. I'll let somebody else speak to that.
I can explain that. That is coming at the request of Register of Deeds Jackie Murphy. Believe it or, well, I won't say it that way. We as a government, when we record something, like if we bought the Fred's, property, not if we're buying it, we'll have to pay to record that deed as a government. Unless you are exempted by state law from it. Only 2 counties right now are exempted from that requirement. So she has to collect recording fees from the government. Basically one transfer from one pocket to another, as Annette said earlier. She's asking for us to approve a resolution to send to the state legislature, asking them to opt us out of that statute where she doesn't have to charge.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody have any questions concerning this? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign.
We do have an issue here that we're working through, and this is primarily on, bonds, performance bonds, so to speak, or, where, like, for example, all your bonded officials, those bonds also get filed and recorded in the Register of Deeds office, so there are some fees. Jackie has outstanding balances that are owed by several offices. I don't think, Mike, we can retroactive this, or I guess I'm asking the question.
She and I talked about that while we were walking across Wilson, and, she walked a lot further than I did. But she mentioned that to me and said she had talked to you. I don't know what we can do on that either.
Right, I think we'd be exempt going forward, and we're probably gonna have to deal with some of the back stuff. I mean, it's not a huge amount of money, but some haven't been paid, we're probably gonna have to get it.
Yeah, either that or will the auditor allow me to write that off?
We were gonna check with, we were gonna check with.
Some of them go back to previous office holders that are no longer in office.
Oh, they did, yeah, they did.
And,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where everybody thought what we did, what we just did that last resolution.
Right.
They didn't have to charge for it. Actually, the office holders have got that in the budget to pay for it, but nobody thought they had to.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, if you go back now and say, I need you to pay for somebody that was in office 2 people back, then they may not have to get back.
Yeah.
If the auditor would allow us to write those off, but it's just money from them.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on that. This resolution is, well, I think it'll bolster our case for that. Yeah.
Any other business? Anyone from the gallery have any input?
Peanut gallery.
I'm doing a fine job.
We appreciate Have a motion to adjourn. Anybody agree?
I'm gonna so moved. Whatever.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.